welcome. So in this session, we are going to explore more about views, and also we'll look into data integration monitor. So let's go to data builder and open any one of the views which we created. If you remember, we created two views, one of type dimension, another one of type fact. So let's go into our views folder. Sorry. Let's open view dimension store. So by using store table, we have created this dimension and we have seen different options and all. I want to show you like data preview here. When you click on data viewer, you can see the data here. Since this is a view, it will not store any data. Views will not store data. They are fetching the data from table and it's just showing as a view. So this is the output of the view. Here there are different options. You can refresh the data. Sorry. Here there is an option to preview SQL. Like if you click this and it will show you like what is the SQL statement which is generated in the backend to show this data. Let's click on this and see the SQL preview. You see here, it's a just simple select statement. Select store ID, store name, store city, state ID, state name, country, latitude, longitude, and uh, based on that, it's if you remember, we have created store location. So yeah, this just it's selecting all these fields from store table. So it just assigns some alias name for this table. That's why you can see store 0. So you can see like this, what is the SQL statement which is generated. And if any errors, you can see them here. Currently there are no errors. And you can copy this to clipboard, to analyze further. So let's close this. And you can export the support information here. Like I think it will, let's click on this and see what happens. So it's what it is it's downloaded a folder with JSON file there. So that's what this is, support information. To export the JSON file and view as user. Suppose if you want to view as some other user, like how this looks. Currently I have only this user, so like in this space, so I cannot show you, but you can look at like as other view for other user how it will show. And here we have different options, like if you want to see only few columns, you can unselect some. And if you want to see particular, like if you want to move particular column to top, you can just move that and see. If you click OK in the data preview, that location will come to first. And also you have different options here, sort. Suppose if you want to sort the data based on some column, you can do that. You can filter if you want to see only particular store ID related data, or if you want to exclude and some data, like if you want to exclude some stores, can exclude them and you can see the remaining data. So that's about like different options here. And so now come to modeling properties. We have seen this all like attributes and associations. Here we have some other options like see input parameters. If you want to create some input parameters for this store, if you click on this, Okay. You cannot modify the input parameters of this object because it is used in as an association by one or more objects. Okay, by sales, we have used this view in our sales fact view. So right now I cannot create, it's already used. And let's do one thing in this session. I want to show you about data persistence. As I said earlier, these are views, they will not store data, they will just consume the data from tables and they will show you. Suppose in case there are complex joins, like you can see, you can create multiple options here, like aggregation, all these things. If you can also join with some other tables, and you can apply like different options available here, and you can make it more complex. So in case of complex views, to show the data preview, it might take some time because these has to execute at runtime, and it has to apply all the joins and formulas, etc. And it shows you output. So it might take some time. So in those cases, suppose if your view is too complex and there are a lot of joins, you can go for data persistence. Excuse me. Here under data persistence, you can see some options. Data persistence, schedule a data persistence, refresh, and views monitor. Let's see what that means. In this view, you can see we have 220 records. Let's try to persist this data and see what happens, like where exactly it stores the data. So first option, just click a drop down and you can see there are three options: start data persistence, remove data persisted, like remove persisted data, which is grayed out because we did not persist any data as of now. There is something called start view analyzer. We can analyze this view. So before persisting the data, let's do one thing. Click on start view analyzer and see what happens. You can see here view analyzer settings. The view analyzer helps you improve your data model. You can analyze memory consumption, but this will increase resources consumed and runtime. So you have it will help you to improve your data model by using this analyzer. And before you start view analyzer, you have different options here without memory consumption, and you can also check generate and explain plan with memory consumption. The view analyzer will stop if one of the analyzed views exceeds maximum memory consumption while its data persistence is simulated, and generate SQL analyzer plan file like this. Like there are different options. The analyzer will require additional source resources to create the SQL analyzer plan file. Note that you must have installed the SQL analyzer tool for SAP HANA to visualize it. So there are different options. Let's do one thing. Let's go with without memory consumption and let's start our view analyzer. You see view analyzer is running. So direct run of view analyzer dimension is completed. So, but where can I see where the this start view analyzer is running? Here you have some option called view monitor. Click on this. You see when we click on that, we came to data integrated monitor, integration monitor. Earlier we were in data builder. Now it is in data integration monitor. And here I can see below, like let's start from the beginning. This is our dimension store. So here we started the view analyzer and there are different options. Refresh, open data builder. So data access is virtual because this is a view, and status. So we did not schedule anything yet. Details memory used for storage 0. because we have not persisted this data yet. We are only clicked on view analyzer. So what it has done is it has done something. It has done something. So let's collab this header. So it says these are the logs. It is completed. But what is this? If you click, you can see right side some logs here. So this is run status, analyze view, activities analyze view. We analyze this. Run sheets completed. Start time, end time, run by, run type direct. And you see here like timestamp category message. Task 456 has started. That means when we are doing some activity, it'll assign some task number and it started. Let's click on view details. So it's all technical. Let's close this. Start starting view analyzer execution. Starting process to generate SQL analyzer plan file for view. So SQL analyzer plan file for view is created. You can and can be downloaded. Let's download this and see. So it open this. Get some technical. Let's close this. So it analyzed and it's generated something. And let's close this. And you have different options per party. Like suppose if you persisted the data, basically it stores into some table. You can define the partition, and if you go to settings, you have run mode. Like you can see run type, and here it is run mode. Let's say memory optimized. So execution mode is changed on execution mode. So performance optimized. So you can choose any of the run mode and do like your execution. Let's close this. Go to data builder. Let's go to start view analyzer. Ideally, it should show some score kind of thing like for this view. You can persist the data or not. Like let's click on generate explain plan this time and click on start. Let's go to monitor, go to logs. So this is the one which I executed now. So let's go here. For example, if I go to my previous thing, this one, okay. Yeah, even for the first one also it has, we didn't check the entities. So anyway, let now check. Under the task log will give all the details like step by step, like what it is doing. You see for previous task, it was 56. Now it is 59. It will generate automatically. So let's see in the entities which we did check previous run. So what it is doing, like, and here you can see entity name, which is dimension store, space, data access. So here, our store is taking data from store table. That's why you see this is store and this is my space. This is a local table, data persistence candidate. So for this, there is no data because it's a table and it contains data. So let's click on this arrow. Here you can see more information like view analyzer findings. So it will give data persistent candidate store not applicable because this is a table. Local tables are not analyzed for this persistent. And type of table, data access, local data lineage, we can do lineage, number of rows. Okay. And then go to messages. There is nothing. Now let's close this and go to this dimension store. This is a view virtual. There are like data persistence candidate score. It has given it has analyzed and it has given us some score like 10 best point options. So let's see, giants are 0. We don't have any giants here. Let's go on inside and let's maximize this and see messages. The view dimension store has 0 giants and 0 unions because we don't have anything. It's a straight forward taking from table. Information evaluation touches 0 giants, 0 unions, 0 remote tables, 0 persisted views because we don't have any of this. So in this evaluation, what it did not touch any of the. So entity dimension store requires following entities, which is you need your table because it's taken from that. Let's go to information. It has provided some score for this like view. If you want a persistent data persistent candidate score, it's saying persisting this view is likely to materially improve the performance of the analyzed view. So it's saying basically if you persist the data, it will improve the performance. But we don't do for all because it's a simple like very less records and it's straightforward. In case of complex joins and if you join like multiple tables and applied filters, formulas, extra, then that makes sense to store it in case if it is taking a lot of time. But anyway, let's see type is view. We know data access is virtual because it's a view. Source is only one. This is our store table. We don't have any target. This is the like we are not moving this to some other again. Overall number of sources, only one. Featured remote tables. We don't have any remote tables. Data lineage is there. And okay, now if you go click on open monitor, basically it takes you to like when we are already in monitor, so we are in data integration monitor. Let's close this. And yeah, we have seen all the other options. Partitions, as I said, when we persist, we'll store into table and we can define the partitions for that. Settings, there are two run modes like performance optimized, recommended, memory optimized. So your HANA execution method will be changed. You can see HANA execution mode change. So we can do different options while running. You can select and okay, let's go to our data builder. So that's what about view analyzer. Now we will do one thing. We will persist the data and see how and where it persists, where we can check what happens when we persist the data. So when you persist the data, you can also schedule. You can do schedule. You can create a schedule, edit schedule, delete schedule, all these things. Let's do one thing for our store view. I want to persist this data. I have 220 records in my table and I want to persist. Let's say start data persistence. The action will start the data persistence of view dimension store. Click on yes. So let's go to monitor. Let's go to logs. So this is the one which we have run for the data persistence. You see now the above section you can see data access is persisted, status available, scheduled. Refresh frequency is nothing because we did not schedule it. Last update is 10, 18, 22. Same time you can see here. Next one also not there because we did not schedule. Memory used for the storage is 0.27 MB. And disk usage because we stored this time, we persisted, so it will consume some memory and storage. So let's go to our job and task logs. So it's gave task number started. Checking the prerequisites to persist the view and then start the process to persist the data for the view. Let's see what is there. Things some technical. Let's close this. Preparing to persist the data, inserting data into persisted table. Here you can see 220 records inserted into data persistent table for the view dimension store. Memory used less than 0. Let's click on view details. You see what it is doing is insert into DS demo. This is space. Insert into dimension store PT1. I think it's inserting into some table like dimension underscore store underscore dollar PT1. What it is inserting is again select star from dimensions. It is taking everything from this view and inserting into some table. Okay. So that's what here. And then finalizing persistence data is persisted for the view. Some correlation ID is giving. So finished. Again correlation ID. So these are the logs. Let's go to metrics. So data access controls, we don't have anything for this. Mode name, runtime mode, performance optimized, because here you can see it is selected. That's why. And number of records persisted is 220. We know on our table we have 220, and used storage is this one. You can see. So now our data persistence is completed. That means it's stored in some table. Now if I go to data define partitions, so define partitions, we can define partitions for the table which it's stored. You can see here something called rate column suitability. Suppose if you click on, what it does is system will check automatically which column will be good for defining partitions. You can see this column is primary key column, so it is good. You have to define partitions based on this column. You see these are intermediate, these are bad. So if you want to define partition, you can select this, define intervals, like suppose store ID, right? Okay, I want to store from store ID 1 to like 20, I want to see in this partition. And then you can add, and from 21 to 40, you can. So partitions, I think they will improve the performance. Partitions concept. Close this. Like that, you can define partition. Settings we have seen. Now let's see, let's go. Now let's close this and go to data builder. And then let's go to data integration monitor. Like here, that's how you persist the data and you can monitor. When you monitor, it will go to data integration monitor. Let's see what is there. What are the other options available in data integration monitor? Click on this. So here I have like different tabs: remote tables, local tables, views, flows, remote queries, remote table statistics, tasks change. And under remote tables, it's empty because we have not connected to any source and we are like taking any remote tables here. So that's why it's empty. And memory used for storage 0, disk storage used also 0. Let's go to local tables. We have created tables, right? Like when we activated the time related data, you can see these are the tables which are created: timetable, translation table, day, quarter, month, sales transaction, store, which we created, product, sales manager, sales transaction. Here you see again 2 times because I created in some other dimension while I was exploring before taking the session. So those, you can see all the local tables created here. You can see the number of records available in that, growth in 30 days because we have not loaded later. So you can see, suppose like in last 30 days, how much it has grown, and used disk storage, used in memory, and last updated by, like who updated, number of partitions, because we have not defined any partitions in any of the table. That's why by default it is 1. Delta capture. No, we have not done any delta capture. So that's why you can see this. Like you can, if you click the details, you see, while creating tables, I have shown you something called data monitor, some monitor options, I think, where you can, it has come here like the deletion options we have, which we have seen already. Now let's go back to integration monitor, and we have seen local tables. Now let's go to views. We have created views, right? Dimension store view, like dimension store we have created, and when we activated the time data, it has created four tables, like time, day, which we have seen here, time table, translation table, quarter, translation day, month, and also it has created views. These are the views: time dimension day, time dimension month, quarter, year. These are the views. And we have created our dimension store and sales fact. Again, you see two views because I have created the same in other folder for exploring purpose. Anyway, so here you can see what we did is we persisted data for this dimension store view. That's why you see here, let's select, you have status available, data access persisted, frequency none, because we did not schedule anything yet. Last, when it was persisted is this one. And how many records, like this, how many records it stored. Okay, so where it is stored, let's go to persisted here. You can see like it here, it's showing everything. Here you can see only persisted views. So but the table I think we cannot see, but in the backend it is persisted in table that we have seen in the logs, where you have seen insert insert into some table by selecting everything from this view. So that's the table name, but we cannot see here. But you can see like which views are persisted and how frequently they are persisted, when was the last schedule persistent. All these things you can see. And click on settings. Here again, you can see like different, you can select multiple more columns also. Okay. And let's go to, you can see schedules if you have scheduled anything here. You can see the memory usage for storage and data used for disk used for storage. Let's go to flows and see what is there. Currently we don't have anything. Remote queries, also nothing. Let's go to remote queries, 0. Remote table statistics, nothing. We have not created any task change. So you can see all these like monitoring kind of task here, data integration monitor. You can check the tables, views, how many views are persisted, and how much disk storage is used, how much memory is consumed. So all these things in this. Let's do one thing on, like this time. Let's persist our uh, sales transaction fact. Sorry. Let's go back. Views. This time I want to persist my view fact, sales view. Here I think we have more number of records. Let's maximize this. Click on this. Go to data viewer to see like how many records are there. I'll minimize the left side. Here you can see it's only showing 1000, but we have more number of records here. And I want to see, if you want to see SQL generated SQL, let's wait for some time. Click on this. See, select transaction ID, date, store, manager, profit, discount, cost, and you can see here we have join with product dimension. Okay, so it's selecting from the product dimension, product name, category name, and product ID, and from sales transaction as sales transaction. It's doing, if you remember, when we did the data access controls, we joined our product with the transaction table by using left outer join, and use define like many to exact one left, many to exact one join on product by using product ID as a join condition. So this is the SQL statement generated. Then again, you can export this as a JSON file, and you can view as a user this thing same. Let's do one thing. Let's go to our data persistence settings, minimize this attributes, measures. Here I want to see view analyzer first. Let's click on view analyzer. I want to generate explain plan, or no need actually. Click on start, go to monitor. It's also completed already. You can see for this fact view, this is the only run for view analyzer. You see starting view analyzer completed. So let's go to entities and see. You see here there are different entities we have. Let's maximize this one also. We have like data access control which we created. We click, it is type data access control, local true, messages, information. The entity requires the following entities. This is the permission entity table which we created. Shows this, and here you can see again it's taking data from sales transaction table. Information, if you go type table, data access local, number of records we have 108,000. 108,000 records are there. You can go to open monitor and see that transaction table. What else we have? We have product which we joined using leftover join, which contains that is 29 records, and also PE product category, which is the table which we created where we stored user ID and on what category column, on what level, like which product category the user can able to see while applying the data access controls. Those things you can see here. It will just analyze that complete view and see, like it will show you how many different entities are present in that, and it has provided for this view 10 best points. And let's click on that, and you can see persisting this view is likely to materially improve the performance because this has more number of records, data access control and join. But you will have even more complex, you can have even more complex joins. No, so for that, it's better to persist, but again, it all depends on requirements and all. So you can see here is the view data access source. We have three. We have product table. We also need a six transaction table. We also need uh, performance entity this permission entity table where we have user ID, all this. So sources are three, and target is this view only. Overall number of sources three. Remote tables we don't have anything. Data lineage is true. Number of giants we have one left outer giant. So those are the things you can see here, and you can see messages. The view has one giant, zero union. Evaluation touches one giant, zero union, zero remaining are not there. This entity sales pack view requires the following entities. it needs this permission entity table, which we created. Product it needs because we have join sales transaction where our transaction data. So these kind of different options it will show. And yeah, task log we have seen already. And again, partitions. Once you persist the data, if I go to here, partitioning. So it's showing, but we don't have any, anything at table. Let's close this. Go to our data builder and let's start persisting this view. Okay, now we are back in data builders. Let's click on the drop down, start data persistence. Yes. Let's go to monitor, go to logs. So it's already completed. So I want to see, you can see here, records, 100,000 records are inserted into data persistent table for the view. You can see, you can go and see here, insert into DS demo space dot sales view fact ET1. I think this is the table which it is creating for data persistence, but I think we cannot see it here. Maybe it's in the database level, but yeah. So this is the insert statement they're inserting into this table. What they are inserting in complete data. Select star from this view. Okay. Now that is persisted. Again, we can, these are all same options. Suppose if you want to schedule the data persistence, we can do that from here. Or you can, in the data builder also you can, so you can create a schedule like frequency, simple schedule and repeat. If you want to schedule it hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, minutes. So every day, suppose if you say hourly, like every hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, like that, and start time, you can select time, and then time range. If you want to run from today to some particular day, so runs in like local time or UTC timestamp. So once you schedule, uh, you will see the next runs here. Like suppose here it has taken, it has hourly, right? So it will show 6 6 it's run, then 7 6 8 6 every hour. If I change this to daily, you can see 22nd to 23 same day, same time, 24 same time. If you want to pass the schedule, you can pass the schedule by using this. This schedule is passed, no future runs. Once it is passed, it will not run again. You have to come and sit and like undo this. Let's click on this. You see you have like the close this. Leave. It's always, if there is any question mark beside anything, just click on that. It will help it will open the help portal and will point to what that it will give more details about that. Okay, like different things. Process. Anyway, I don't want any schedule, but if you want a schedule, you can create some schedule and you can delete the schedule also, or you can pause the schedule or go do and edit here most of the things. Let's go back to data builder. Now let's go to data integration monitor and see what it shows there. We can also go from here directly. So let's go to views because we have seen the others. Now we have persisted one more view, sales fact view. You can see it change and you can directly see the only persisted views here. Again, if you it'll go to the same options, schedules, all these things. We did analyze first one and then persisted. So that's about like more details in like views, how to persist the data, what is view analyzer, can run the view analyzer and it will show some points for that. And if you want to partition, it will also show you like which is a better. Let's go to partition here and see. If I click on, it will say it will give some details. So values from date fields usually works well for partitioning. The column is primary key. So if you have a date field, that will be good. And if you have primary key, and that mostly these things, we use for partitions. It will show you, and it will also show you which is non-useful, some are intermediate like that. So yeah, that's about data persistence and how do we persist the data, and where we can see data integration monitor, where you can see all the objects like local tables, remote tables, views, flows, all these things. So that's all for this session. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.